Hello everyone, Giltar here with a yet another channel update. The reason why I'm doing this update is for a couple of things, but first and foremost, I'm going to announce that the review for the Alt Eisen Ver.Progressive model kit will probably be delayed until sometime next week. I originally wanted to assemble and have the kit reviewed by this week. However, instead of getting the weekend off, I ended up working even more days, and I didn't get my days off until now, so that delayed my my progress on assembling the kit. And as you can see so far, I've only got the lower arms, the legs, the shoulders, and the head assembled, nothing else at this time. So I'll be spending the rest of today getting the kit finished up, and I'll be taking some time to assess the model and basically prepare my review for it. I do apologize for the delay, but again, it was due to my work situation. But, you know, doing all that work, you know, you basically, at least in my case, the more you work, the more money you get. So I'm not complaining. Especially times like this, it is difficult for some people to find employment. I'm not going to complain about getting a lot of work because some people can't get any work and they desperately need it. So that's the situation with the Alt Eisen. I also wanted to note that I recently found out that Alt Eisen is the proper, I guess, pronunciation for it, because Alt Eisen comes from German, which means old iron or scrap iron. I confirmed this at the Super Robot Wars wiki site, and also just looking up the words Alt Eisen and finding out that in German that's what it means. I found some recordings of people who pronounced Eisen, and I guess that's how it's pronounced, so there you go. I've been sort of foolishly for months saying Alt Eisen or Alt Eisen incorrectly. So anyways, that's the situation with that. I also want to show you guys a couple of my recent acquisitions. These are things I received yesterday and this morning. I'm going to show off the things I received yesterday first, which are my latest SIC figures. Not Kamen Rider Kiva in the middle. I've had Kiva for probably a month or so now, but on the left here is Dark Kiva, and on the right is Kamen Rider Ixa. So these are my latest SIC or Super Imaginative Chogokin figures. I'll show you guys here. This is the box that it comes in. Very, very nice packaging. It has the Ixa sort of design motif all the way around. You see here, and this is something I want to note, Kamen Rider Dark Kiva can actually be displayed in 3 sort of incarnations. That character, and I hope you guys, if you guys haven't watched Kiva yet and you plan to do so, you might want to skip ahead like a minute or so, because I am going to get into a bit of spoiler information. So that's your warning. So here I go. You can display Dark Kiva in 3 different forms. The first form is basically the original Dark Kiva as shown in the TV series, which is the first King character. And by equipping the figure with this large sword, the Zanvat sword, that's basically, I believe, the King character incarnation of Dark Kiva. Alternatively, if you pose the character or a figure with this sort of slender rod or sword-like weapon, this is the Jakoda that Taiga uses, and he's the second king shown in the series. That's basically the second Dark Kiva incarnation you can show. And thirdly, I don't know if you can make it out here, but in the back here is a little violin accessory, which is the Bloody Rose violin, and if you have Dark Kiva equipped with that, you can display the figure as the Otoya Kurenai incarnation. So I really like that touch that Bandai has put into this figure set, basically paying attention to the detail and giving us the options to display Dark Kiva in any of its various incarnations. Very similarly, we can also display Ixa here in any one of its incarnations as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to have received this action figure set finally. Very nicely done products, and I gotta say, they're solid action figures, high-end action figures. They're quite expensive, but I think it's well worth the price for the most part. And one thing I want to ask you guys right now is, do you guys have any interest in seeing reviews of the SIC figures that I have? In addition to Kiva, Dark Kiva, and Ixa, I also have Kamen Rider X and Apollo Geist, another figure set. I also have Deno in climax form and Urotoros, another set. So yeah, just if you guys have any interest in seeing these figures reviewed, just let me know via private message or just leave a comment on this video here. The reason why I'm asking is, you know, I do want to review them at some point, but I've got a lot of other reviews lined up that people have been asking about for some time now, so I need to get to them, in my opinion. Like, I really need to get to them first. However, I'd also like to know if you guys have any interest in seeing these SIC figures reviewed, because there's not a lot of reviews done for these figures here on YouTube, and even on the internet. A lot of action figures or toy reviewers tend to stay away from the SIC figures. I've only found a few spots where these figures have been reviewed, so I know that, you know, I guess critiques on these products are fairly scarce. So if you guys, again, if you're interested in seeing these things reviewed, let me know. I'll put them up on my to-do list for sure. So yeah, SIC, Dark Kiva, and Ixa, very, very cool products. I'm just so happy to receive them. And you know, these things are expensive, but I pre-ordered them, so I got a bit of a discount. So that makes me feel a little better. So let me just put this down for a moment, and I'll show the next thing coming up. Alright, next up are two McFarlane Toys figures from a fairly old action figure lineup. This is from the Viking Age Spawn figures that came out, I think, in 2001. I've got Spawn the Blood Axe here, and Berserker the Troll, or Berserker Troll. Very cool figures, as usual with McFarlane Toys products, just great sculpts. However, apparently they have really good ranges of articulation in general, multiple points of articulation, and are very impressive. They're some of the rare instances of McFarlane Toys putting more articulation in their products. I mean, every once in a while we will see products like that in these Halo action figures, for example. But aside from that, most of the time, you know, McFarlane Toys has a well-earned reputation for making little statues with either no or very limited articulation. So I'm quite excited about these Viking Age Spawn figures. I also have another one ordered and on its way. It's the Bluetooth figure. I think I might wait for that one to come before I unbox any of them, because I want to see what they're like. And apparently the Viking Age line of action figures from McFarlane Toys has a really nice range of articulation for all the figures all around. So I'm hoping to be able to pick up more of the figures from the lineup, especially if these ones turn out to be as good as the reviews I've read of them. And actually the reason why I bought them is because I came across a couple of reviews of these figures, and the reviewers basically were very impressed by their articulation. So I'm quite excited about seeing what these products offer. And the final thing to show is a recent high-grade Universal Century acquisition, something that you guys have seen already, but here it is, the Kshatriya NZ666, a little satanic, I guess. Yeah, really, really cool and very large and impressive model kit. I mean, as you can see, it's huge. It's probably, yeah, it's actually larger than the average master grade model kit box. So I'm very interested in seeing in person the contents. I haven't opened it up yet, but I do know that it's basically divided up into two spots, like two sides. The left side has one set of runners, the right side will have another set of runners. And so yeah, I'm quite excited about that. So yeah, again, I do apologize for the delay in the Alt Eisen Ver.Progressive model kit review, but I promise to do my best to get it up and running either sometime this week, or probably more likely at the earliest sometime this weekend. I'll have a review up for it, but more likely it'll probably be sometime next week, early next week, hopefully. But aside from that, yeah, that's just basically an update, just to let you guys mainly know that there is going to be a delay in the Alt Eisen review, and also just to ask you guys if you're interested in seeing some SIC reviews on my channel here. I really enjoy these products, and yeah, even though they're kind of, you know, they're high-end figures, they're expensive, not a lot of people will get them. But if any of you guys have any interest in seeing what these products offer, and you really want to get more information before committing, you know, $30, $40, or however many dollars you're going to have to spend for these figures, yeah, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to review them. And if I get enough like feedback, if like quite a few people do express some interest in seeing them reviewed, especially if somebody, even if one person mentions that they really want to buy a figure, but they just don't know if they want to risk, $40 on, an action figure or 2 action figures, just let me know. Send me a private message, leave a comment in this video. And if I see something like that, then I'll definitely review these sooner than later, because if somebody really wants to make a purchase, I always try my best to review something for them so that they'll have a better idea, at least of one person's opinion, whether or not it's something that would be worth the price tag. So, there we go. As usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next review.